But there are other things to concern ourselves with, Dad. You mean there's more? More to your plan? No, for now that's about it. Most of the rest of it is just minor details. Well, then what is there to discuss? Well, to put it simply, us. It's been over a decade since I've seen the rest of my family, and I think right about now would be a good time to call my mom and Michael. I'd really like to see them. I can guess what Michael's going to look like. We are twins after all. But still, seeing him would make me feel much better about the state of things. I'd like to spend some time with my family. Well, my original family. They've thought I've been dead for long enough. My father smiled a bit. It was very slight, soft. Once again, nothing that most people would truly take note of. But I knew him well enough to recognize a sense of happiness. Yes, we can't forget about the things that are truly important. Thank you for reminding me. We have a message that we send each other in emergencies. You do remember it, correct? Yeah, it's an emergency message, family meeting. It tells us that we're all supposed to meet in your office, right? Yes, I was thinking that I'd use that. Keep things a surprise. Yeah, that sounds nice. I can't wait to see the look on Michael's stupid face when he sees me standing here. He'll probably think I'm a fake too, I said, smiling a bit. Ugh, and more lovey-dovey nonsense. Do I have to be here for a second occurrence of this? The doc said, beginning to lean against a wall, crossing his arms and looking fed up with the situation. No, you don't have to be here. In fact, it would probably better suit us if you and anyone else who didn't feel like hanging around could get to work. We are going to have a very busy schedule, and this is going to be more of a family affair. We're not really going to talk business. Well, I think I've had enough of the crushing emotional displays for today. My family's got its own problems, so I don't need to be spectating yours, Danny said as he walked over towards the doctor. So I'm with the doc. Believe it or not, I'm out. I hope you have somewhere for us to go. Yeah, well, I suppose this old bastard's got better things to do than sit around and intrude on a family reunion, especially one like this. Nah, I'd rather be somewhere covered in grease, Al replied as he took a cigarette out of the pack in his pocket from his overshirt. Okay, so that's 3. How about you, Emily? I said, turning around to face her. Me? I mean, to be honest, I'd actually kind of like to stay, but I mean, if you want to be alone with your family, I'll understand. Of course you can stay if you want, Em, I replied, smiling back in her direction. I think it's important that my original family get to know my new one. And there's no one that I'd consider closer to family than you. So it's actually kind of fitting that you stick around. At that moment, Emily got a big smile on her face and nodded her head in my direction. Well then, you got it. I'm sticking around for the family reunion. Oh man, I almost forgot. Hey Dad, I said, looking over to my father. Back at the site where I was picked up, my motorcycle. Well, you don't have to worry about that, son. We'll get you a new motorcycle. No, Dad, you don't understand. That motorcycle is very special. Oh, it holds some sort of emotional value for you. No, it's alive, I replied. What do you mean, alive? I mean exactly that. My motorcycle is different. It's alive. It's a person. It's a person? Yeah, specifically her name is Titan. And she's probably worrying her motor off right about now. So if you could, have someone go pick her up. We couldn't bring her along on the original trip because they wouldn't let us bring weapons. And a death-powered motorcycle is sort of a weapon. Yes, I suppose. I'll send the call out. It shouldn't take that long for them to pick the motorcycle up and be back. Yeah, I should probably record a message, and I'll tell them to play the message to Titan, so that she knows to cooperate and go along. We wouldn't want her getting jumpy. Once again, she is a killer motorcycle. Well, not so killer as weaponized. We don't want her getting defensive. Yes, I imagine that might be problematic, my father replied, a somewhat stunned expression on his face, but also a little bit curious. What on earth would compel you to give a motorcycle sentience? I mean, how sentient are we talking? You do know that artificial intelligence and sentience are not the same thing. In fact, it would probably be a good idea that if this motorcycle is indeed sentient and not simply some sort of normal run-of-the-mill AI, like the one that I use here in my office, that you keep that very close to the chest. True sentient AI has been something that we've been capable of for some time. However, the technology is banned. It's thought of as too dangerous and problematic. So, truly sentient machines aren't allowed. Yeah, I could understand that, I replied. So, let's just keep this under the belt, and only send men that you really trust. And as far as my friends over there, I said, pointing to the small group that were going to be going their own way for the moment. If you could set them up with a place to stay, that would be nice. You guys could go about setting everything up. Get yourselves comfortable, and after that, if I'm still not back, start setting up a new workshop. As I said, we're going to be busy. No problem. We'll have a new workshop set up and ready to go in no time. I don't really have that much stuff to pack. Unless you're talking about guns, then I got lots of stuff. Danny replied, laughing. No, I wasn't referring to your guns, Danny. Don't worry, kid. We'll have everything ready for you once you get done catching up with your family. Yes, well, biotech owns many properties, several of which we are not currently using. So, I'll send word to have your bioprint scans registered so that you may enter the premises whenever you wish, and have you escorted there. You'll be transported via air carrier. Simply return to the roof and the air carrier there will transport you to the estate. By the time you get there, your bioprints will be registered and you'll be able to move into the premises. Simply convey any goods or property that lies wherever you originally came from that you wish to be gathered, and my men will see to it that your possessions are transferred. At that point, Al, Danny, and the doctor once again entered the elevator, this time heading back up for the roof to take an air carrier to apparently the estate where they'd be living. Most likely myself as well. I'd need to be close by in order to get to work. And while they did that, my father finally sent out the call to my brother and my mother.